Hi, welcome back. Today we will have a look at unified kill chain room. And from first look, you will think that it's absolutely the same as cyber kill chain that we did last time, and you will be almost right because it's more comprehensive, but we can have a look at it as well because it's one of the rooms that we need to complete to finish SOC Level 1 certification. Moving to the next task. What is the kill chain? This term also went from the military and this describes the methodology and paths attacker use to approach and intrude the target. From the question, we can say that it's originated from military. So the next task will be, what is the threat modeling? Threat modeling is when you try to identify how secure is your system. You try to find your vulnerabilities in the system, you try to find what sensitive information you store in there so you could try to protect it. So here we have threat modeling is important procedure in reducing the risk within the system or applications, creating high-level overview of organization IT assets such as software or hardware. So let's go to our question. What is the technical term for the piece of hardware or software in IT? It's asset. Unified kill chain. Unified kill chain was published in 2017 and now it's one of the model for kill chain frameworks. As you can see, cyber kill chain is simplified compared to unified kill chain, and here we have 18 stages of each one of the performed attacked by APT, which is Advanced Persistent Threat. So first one is reconnaissance. Reconnaissance is basically researching, selecting your target, planning your attack. So for example, if you want to play basketball, you need to first to know what is the basketball, how to play it, and maybe to find the area where would you play it. So next one is weaponization. If you play in basketball, you need a ball. And to have this ball, maybe you go and buy at the store, or maybe you manufacture yourself. So this is the same for the attacker. To perform any sort of attack, they need to have the weapon to do it. Next one is delivery. Delivery is when you think how would you deliver this attack. Maybe you will perform phishing, which is basically sending the email and hoping that someone will click on it and your attack will take off the computer or the program that they open in. Social engineering. It's when you try to manipulate of the people. It's way easier to trick someone to give you the password than to perform so many operations to find what is the password actually is. Or maybe, for example, you will use social engineering to find out where is the school that they went to, because in a hint it was written that the password is the school where they went to. So that's basically social engineering. Next one is exploitation. Exploitation is when you exploit vulnerabilities inside of the system, not inside. Exploitation is a technique when you exploit vulnerabilities in the system. So maybe you scan the website to find any sort of vulnerabilities inside, or etc. Next one is persistence. Any access, action, or change to the system that gives attacker persistent presence on the system. That's the most scariest one because If you don't know that you've been watched by a hacker, persistent present inside of your system without you knowing it, it's really scary. Next one is defense evasion. Defense evasion is a technique that attackers use specifically to evading detection or avoid other defense. So maybe attackers change the time of the lock on your machine so you wouldn't notice that there is extra application running on the background. So this is basically the part where attackers try to be invisible as much as possible. Command and control. This technique allows attacker to communicate with control system within the target network. So, for example, if you are the victim, attacker use your network to communicate with your computer. Next one is pivoting. It's basically when you want to attack one system, but it's easier to attack another. I will explain. So, for example, before Zoom wasn't the secure network, but everyone used their passwords and login the same as they used, for example, for Google. And it was easier to attack Zoom because it was less secure than to attacking Google directly. So that's basically the pivoting stage. Next one is discovery. This technique allows attacker to gain knowledge about the system. So when you're already inside of the system, it's easier to find the information, how to perform next attack or what to do next. Next one is privilege escalation. It's basically when attacker gains admin rights or higher permission. So to execute command, they need to have admin rights on the control panel, otherwise you could not install any software or anything like this. Execution. This is basically when attacker puts the code on local or remote system. So their own code, obviously. Credential access. This technique resulting into access, domain credential, or getting control over the system. That's credential access. Next one is lateral movement. For example, you are in a Google system and you want to go to the next server and to the next server to they have office in San Francisco, and you want to go to the server that is in London and to execute your attack there as well. This is basically when you move between the machines inside of your targeted network. And next one is collection. Collection is when attacker takes and gathers the data that they found inside of the network. Maybe they copied your card credentials, which is like card number, name, etc. Next one is exfiltration. This is when attacker removes your data. Really upsetting, but can happen. For example, attacker delete all your documents, everything, and saying that you need to pay, for example, ransom to get your data back or anything like this. Impact. It's impact on your system. Is it not working anymore? Is it destroyed? What is the consequences of attacker doing inside of your system? Objectives, it's basically the attacker goal. Is the goal achieved or not? You can read about benefits of unified kill chain and how the other framework compare. In what year was unified kill chain framework released? It's 2017. According to unified kill chain, how many phases there are? 18. What is the name of the attack phase where an attacker employs technique to evade detection? It's called defense evasion. As you can see, it's a technique to evade detection. What is the name of attack phase where attacker employs technique to remove data from their network? This is called exfiltration. Okay, I'm just gonna copy it. What is the name of the attack phase where attacker achieve their objectives? And it's called objectives. Moving on to the next phase. So we talk about each one of them, and it's called in, the part where attacker try to get in the system, and it's until the pivoting. What is an example of tactic to gain a foothold using email? So it's phishing. Impersonating an employee to request a password reset is a form of what? It's social engineering. An adversary setting up command control, setting up anything regardless unified kill chain, it's most likely a weaponized. So as we can see, weaponization. Exploiting vulnerability present in the system, it's exploitation. Moving from one sister to another, it's pivoting. Leaving behind a malicious service that allows adversary to log back into the target is what? This is persistence. The next phase is network propagation, which is true when attacker moves inside of the system or try to get a bit inside, steal the credential access, gain admin rights, every sort of things like this. So we go to the questions. You pick up a number alerts pointing to a failed login attempts from administration account, and what kill stage attacker will be trying to achieve. So he's trying to get admin rights, so it's probably privilege escalation. Next question we see, it's about post-exploitation tool, and the security logs shows that attempt to access memory spaces typically used by Windows to store user authentication secrets. Consider the usual capability and purpose. What is the primary objective tool in such attack scenario? So it is about the tool. It's not about the tactic that was used, which is tactic is credential access, and the tool, which is technique, which will be credential dumping, because there is secrets stored. Authentication system secrets. The next phase, it's out action on objectives. It's when the attacker tries to move out of the system. It's collection, exfiltration, impact, and objectives. So while monitoring the network SOC analysis, you realize that there is a spike in the network activity and all traffic is outbound, which is going out to unknown IP address. What the stage describes the activity? It's called exfiltration. Personally identifiable information has been released to the public by adversary. Any organization is facing security. So what part of C? So this is SIA triad. It's written here is confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So integrity of the data, which is data needs to be correct. Availability is available on your website, for example, and confidentiality, so no one can enter the system except you. So in this phase, your information was breached, which means there was confidentiality. Next one we go, it's practical. So we will need to answer the question. The attacker uses tools to gather information about the system. This is the planning stage, reconnaissance. Next one, the attacker install malicious script to allow them remote access at a later date. This is persistence, because attacker tried to still be in the system. Attacker machine is being controlled from attacker's own service. It's basically when the attacker tried to control the system from their own service, through your network, for example. It's command and control. So uses the hacked machine to access other servers on the same network. This is trying to get from the hacked machine to other servers. It's pivoting. And the attacker steals database and sells it to the third party. This is the actions and objectives. So this is the goal that the attacker tried to achieve. And it's our flag here. Pasted, submit. And this is the conclusion. You can see these stages, which is threat modeling, initial foothold, network propagation, and action on objectives of our unified kill chain. So we press complete. And see you next time.